Rear Admiral LaRocque is the spokesman for the Center for Defense Information in Washington, D.C.
We stand for strong national defense. We think war is a pretty stupid way to settle international difficulties, and nuclear war we think is insane.
The worst single problem facing planet Earth today is overpopulation. The only effective method demonstrated to date that can control this overpopulation is war. Of the species, if you like, but a method by which millions of human beings can be dispensed with.
Well, I think that this administration believes that they can fight and win a nuclear war. And they're trying to convince the American public if they'll just spend a few more billions of dollars and buy a few more thousand nuclear weapons, that we can somehow fight and win a nuclear war, that we can somehow defend ourselves against a Soviet attack. I believe they're wrong on both counts.
Do you have an alternate?
Yes, indeed. I think, first of all, that we have to recognize that we in the Soviets and the other countries of the world have to live together on this planet, that we can't push each other around, that neither side can start and expect to win a nuclear war.
As a nuclear physicist, I'm very much concerned about the proliferation of nuclear weapons. 6 countries have them now, and by the end of the century, surely there'll be another 10 countries. All it takes is one idiot to get the ball rolling, if you will, to use a nuclear weapon. Somebody else will respond, 3, 4, 5 will respond, and we have literally a hell on earth. Now, it seems to me that the best hope to avoid that is for us all to begin to think of ourselves as Earthlings.
When the United States first began to deploy reconnaissance satellites back in the early 1960s, the Russians protested loudly. There was even the threat that they might try to shoot them down. But by 1963, the Russians had developed their own reconnaissance satellites, and they were delighted to have them. In other words, the Russian military, it would be only natural, don't want to take our Defense Department statement for how many missiles we have. They want to count them with their own eyes, with their own reconnaissance satellite.
We know, for example, today exactly how many nuclear weapons the Soviets have, how many missiles, how many submarines, how many aircraft. We know their system exactly. They know exactly what we have. We know they have 64 anti-ballistic missiles around Moscow. They have 1,398 ICBMs, not one more, not one less. We can see from our satellites a golf ball on a green in the Soviet Union. They have one golf course in the Soviet Union. We literally can see a golf ball on a green. We see people's faces. We watch them build their ships. We see their daily life, just as they observe the people in the United States and our military.
So the 2 great superpowers of Earth can identify a golf ball on a green from outer space, but officially they can't identify a UFO, even though hundreds of sightings are made each year. I am convinced that both the United States and the Soviet Union have flying saucer technology, whatever the propulsion system may be. Whether it is based on technology devised by Nikola Tesla 80 years ago and perfected by brilliant scientists such as Townsend Brown and the like, or copied from a crashed extraterrestrial craft. Nuclear war equipment and machinery are only a smokescreen, for without the industry and employment that is created by war machinery, the world economy would collapse. There are no secrets between the great powers. They know the truth. Now, in light of the documentary you've just seen, you may find yourself at some future date in a dilemma. And that dilemma may come about on that day that the world goes into possibly World War III or economic chaos, whatever. On that same day, you may find that the world is magically saved or appears to be saved by the arrival of super technology, such as we've seen that the Earth has had in its back rooms for 30 years. Your dilemma will be to determine whether these so-called humanoids from space or time, whatever, are real or are they imposters.
Silence, foolish mortals, your fate is sealed. What is the standing order of your imperious leader?
By your brother, the total extermination.
After seeing the Battlestar Galactica set here at the Universal Studios tour, I'm even more impressed with the illusions that man and his technology can produce today. Remember, things are not always as they seem.